I think if they can resolve tomorrow, next week, we'll get Prime Minister Lawrence to come.
Told Prime Minister Anwar that I'll be happy to come anytime if it helps to accelerate the resolution of these outstanding issues. Well, I am very excited about the potential for the Johor-Singapore Economic Zone. And Johor and Singapore has all the ingredients to make a very successful economic zone. And the projects we have, including the RTS, are major game changers, which can really tap on the complementarities between Malaysia and Johor and Singapore. Because in fact, our two economies, people harp a lot on the competition, but really, we are complementing one another, and the bigger competition is outside of this Singapore-Malaysia and outside of the region. There are work streams and mechanisms that the officials on both sides are discussing, and we hope to take stock and see good progress being made. And of course, along the way, there may be new ideas that come up. We are open to hearing from Malaysia if there are proposals from the high-speed rail as well, and whatever the new ideas are, we will keep an open mind and we will discuss it in the right spirit of taking our relationship forward.
The issue is to get the nitty-gritty and get the details to be resolved. The faster it could be done, the better for these countries. And of course, to facilitate that economic zone and financial zone process, Prime Minister Lawrence is of course quite concerned about how we do proceed with RTS, and he mentioned also the economic zone, and we're just waiting to finalize this, and I would even drop into Singapore to meet the potential investors to encourage them, but we have to get the parameters and issues resolved. And from the initial briefing by Minister Rafizi and Tugu Zafrul, it seems that we're very, very close to a final sort of agreement. There are, of course, issues to be resolved, but it would be of great benefit if we could showcase not only to the region but to the world that we can be really good neighbors, and through practical steps resolve some of these issues, but also seek new avenues of collaboration and cooperation, which transcends just economic and trade, but also culture and tourism and all related fields.
We look forward to being able to, at least even if we can't resolve completely, see very good progress across all of them by the time we meet together at the upcoming Leaders Retreat. What we are doing between Singapore, Malaysia and between Johor, Singapore is also in many ways what ASEAN ought to be doing to strengthen our economic integration as one community. So I'm very hopeful that Malaysia, Singapore can provide that strong anchor for a stronger and more integrated ASEAN community. With Brunei, we've identified, even when the Sultan did his state visit in 2022, we had a few MOUs around food security, medical supply chains, sustainable and green energy, and then civil service and education exchanges. So those are very good starting points, and some of these have only just started. The civil service exchange only just 1 or 2 batches, same for education. We want to do more. And on food, we're starting to import eggs. There could be other possibilities. These are countries I've been to. These are leaders I've met in my previous capacities as well, most of them at least. But still, it's important that I get the chance to meet them in my current capacity as Prime Minister. And this is so in Brunei and Malaysia. It's also the case for other ASEAN countries. We are a small country, and the reality is we don't operate in a vacuum. We need to continually, especially in this new global environment, think of ways to strengthen partnerships, build connections, and advance our interests abroad so that we can enlarge the space in which we operate in order to bring benefits for our people. So that is something I will continue to do as Prime Minister. Calendar is quite clear. I mean, these meetings are not secret meetings. You know when there's an ASEAN meeting, there's an APEC meeting, when there's a G20 meeting, you know when they are held in the schedule and in the calendar this year. And so you can already mark out which are the dates when I'll be busy, when I'll be away, and which are the dates when I'll be in Singapore. So it's really for people to speculate. We will eventually, if at the time when we decide it's appropriate and the election has to be called, people will know. Same for the EBRC. Eventually, when it is convened and it is done its work, people will know, and then I suppose everyone will get ready for the elections. But for now, there's still a lot of work to be done, both for our own domestic agenda and also for me, as I said just now, to engage with our external partners and to take Singapore forward.